Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something stirring up across the African continent. Recent protests in Kenya, Uganda and Nigeria are making headlines, and some are even calling it an African Spring. So, what's going on? In Kenya, protesters stormed parliament, fed up with widespread government corruption. In Nigeria, people are hitting the streets demanding an end to high living costs and corruption. And in Uganda, despite heavy government crackdowns, citizens are standing up against corrupt leaders. These protests are intense and seem to be happening all at once, leading some experts to draw parallels to the Arab Spring. Remember that? It was a series of anti-government protests across the Arab world about a decade ago. Economic hardship and corruption were at the heart of it, just like what we're seeing now in Africa. But not everyone agrees. Some argue that these protests are isolated events rather than a coordinated movement. What we do know is that the anger among Africa's youth is real, it's growing, and it's not going away anytime soon. Whether these protests will lead to lasting change or face suppression is still up in the air. Speaking of suppression, let's shift our focus to West Africa. Here, participating in protests can be deadly. Amnesty International has raised alarms about excessive and sometimes lethal force used by law enforcement. In Senegal, Guinea and Mali, young protesters have been killed or injured, revealing the fragility of state authority. Governments in these countries often try to stifle dissent by banning demonstrations, detaining activists and controlling the media. Despite promises of investigations, security forces often act with impunity, perpetuating a cycle of violence. This not only inflicts physical harm, but also erodes public trust in authorities. There's an urgent need for better training and accountability within law enforcement agencies to break this cycle. The situation in West Africa is a stark reminder that the price of dissent can be incredibly high. So what do you think? Are we witnessing the beginnings of an African Spring, or are these protests just isolated incidents? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching and stay informed.